It's time for another B-side battle where I take a number of B-sides suggested by you guys, I listen to each of them and I rank them in order of preference. The songs we're going to be doing today are TVXQ Darkness Eyes, TVXQ All in Vain, Diphylleia Grayi Skeleton Flower by Jonghyun, As Usual by Junsu, and Jekyll by EXO. The theme for today's battle is going to be darkness, so each of these songs should evoke darkness in some shape or form. That said, for the next B-side battle, there won't be any theme, and I'll also be taking suggestions from the YouTube comments. Lastly, in this video, you will get my commentary and ranking, but you won't get the listening portion, so if you would like to see the full reaction, check the link to the full extended video on Patreon in the description. Let's start with the first song, Darkness Eyes by TVXQ. So we're starting off with quite a strong one here. It is called Darkness Eyes. But it does fit the theme of darkness beyond its title. It obviously is a very moody song, darker melodies. It's mostly in a minor key. We have some gothic touches with the choir pads and the string pads in the background. It is quite a nostalgic sound, naturally, since I can tell this song is reasonably old, obviously since it's OT5. I would say this came out around mid-2000s. There was a lot of songs like this coming out at the time. I find that this darker R&B style had some popularity at the time, and the chorus sounds very familiar to me. Like, I feel like I've heard that melody before, I can't pinpoint it. Overall, melodically, it's a reasonably strong song. I think, to be honest, where I expected more from this song is the vocals. Strangely, this song is delivered very softly from every member, where I really think this song could shine much more with more passionate, belted, gritty vocals, but everything is delivered very softly, and I suppose I get that they're going for a sort of a haunting thing, sort of a whispered, maybe ghostly effect, and I agree that that is actually quite effective, the way they've done it in this song, but there isn't any other vocal styling in this song really to note, and that makes it feel a little bit one-dimensional as a song, even though it's quite well produced. Reasonably well written. I think this song is a good sort of middle of the road track. I predict it will end up in the middle of the ranking somehow, but we never know how these rankings are going to go. So we're putting it in first place for now, and we'll see if the next track bumps it down to second, or if Darkness Eyes will keep first spot. So we have TVXQ competing with themselves with All in Vain. Let's go. Okay, so this song was sick. I didn't expect that I would get a production style and arrangement like this from TVXQ. It's so different sounding from anything I've heard from them before. You know what? It's slightly underproduced. It feels very off the cuff. Like each of their parts were recorded in maybe one take or two max. It even sounds like this is a live in-studio recording that was just cleaned up a little bit here and there. It's a little rough in places. Like, I wouldn't go so far to say that it's sloppy. It's not sloppy at all, but it's not as perfectly quantized as a lot of their more mainstream tracks. I did forget to mention that this is from an OST. It says it right there in the video, actually. It's from 2007, an OST from K-drama called Air City. So I guess it makes sense that it sounds different from their usual output, but I'm surprised that it sounds this different. Let me get this straight. I love the production on this. I love the performances. I love how it feels and sounds very natural. The mood of it sounds truly dark. The guitar melodies and the texture of the bass with the sort of rustic drums kind of comes together to create a really cool sort of late night jazz bar effect. You get imagery of kind of people drinking their sorrows away and stuff. It does feel like a very truly sad song, whereas Darkness Eyes sounds a little bit more theatrical, like it's a digestible sort of sadness, where this one, it cuts to you a little deeper and you really have to be in the mood to listen to a song like this. I also loved the extended sort of melodic rap part that was harmonized in the middle with all the voices. That was a really cool part. This is a song that has a lot of influences, a lot of cool musicianship, instrumental parts. There's some complexity in there too, like it's quite progressive and jazzy. This is a really cool track, really cool. honestly, this is going to be hard to beat, this one. So, All in Vain is going in first place. Okay, stiff competition. Let's move on to Jonghyun, Diphylleia Grayi, Skeleton Flower. I'm not sure if Diphylleia Grayi is what language that's in. It's a romanization of Korean, which I doubt. I'm not entirely sure, but could be. I am very happy that I'm getting to check out some of his solo stuff on the channel. Rest in peace, of course. Rest his soul. I really should get around to covering Shiny as a whole more on the channel too, so look out for that. Okay, let's get right into this. See what's going on here. Whoa. Okay, that was something. Yeah, I'm just about keeping it together here. That is straight up one of the most beautiful songs I've covered on the channel so far. You know, obviously his passing adds a lot of weight to this. maybe maybe in a strange way that's a little unfair to the other songs in the battle, but actually I truly think that if we were so lucky to still have him with us today, I truly think this song would still stand on its own very strongly. It really speaks for itself. The power of his vocal performance, the tenderness of the arrangement, the thought and spirit and emotion and truth that has gone into this song is earth-shattering, really. This too sounds to me like a very naturally dark song. The emotion is so palpable in it, it's so impossible to not be moved. It's been a while since I listened to his vocals, which is another reason why it's hitting me so hard. And if the rest of his solo stuff is on this level, I really need to be listening to more of it. The lift into the chorus with the background vocals is so beautiful, so well done. The vocal melodies are off the charts. Just the writing I'm talking about, you know, his vocal performance, of course, is like there are no words to describe how good it is, but the writing of the vocal parts is really excellent. The chordal work, the intervals in the melodies, the structure of the track, and you know, his delivery towards the end where he was repeating that line, I believe it was "time passes," getting softer and softer and softer, and then the final minor chord there as a resolution of sorts. Powerful, very powerful song. It's number one. Now that one is going to be hard to beat. The standard is high in this battle so far. Really, really good stuff. I'm so happy with that. This battle did turn out to be heavier on the heart than I expected, but that's a great thing. It speaks to the power of these songs. It's always good to experience the music fully with every emotion that it evokes in us. Let's see what's going on with As Usual by Junsu. Okay, so the first point that I'll make about this song is that it doesn't strike me as particularly dark. It actually has sort of an uplifting feeling, bordering on happiness. There's some bittersweet emotion in there for sure, but I suppose since I'm analyzing it compositionally, I can hear a lot of major chords and other compositional techniques that contribute to a brighter song. Now, to be fair, I don't know what the lyrics are about. It could very well be about a breakup or missing someone or something like that. But I suppose you can see atmospherically, compared to the other songs in this battle, it does veer more towards a brighter atmosphere than a dark one. That reason alone is not why I would rate it a little bit lower than the rest, because I can tell you that I feel like the theme of darkness confused some of my patrons, and a few of them weren't quite sure how to suggest a song for that theme, as, you know, the word darkness, I guess it is a little bit ambiguous. It means different things to different people, and I'm sure that many of you find this song to be dark. Me personally, I don't hear that. I'm really only mentioning this as a sort of interesting tidbit, how we all hear things quite differently, you know? So from my perspective, I wouldn't say this song fits the theme, but I'm not going to really use that as a reason towards my ranking placement. But to be honest, I just find this song to be the weakest one so far. In terms of writing and catchiness, nothing about it really stands out. Of course, Junsu's vocals are strong, but I feel like even the vocal writing in this didn't give him much to work with. It didn't really complement his range that well. His delivery was solid, but I just couldn't find a hook in there to really get me involved. Just a very by the numbers ballad, probably suitable for the background of an OST, and it very well could be. I'm not quite sure the origin of this song, but on the positive side, the song is really well produced. And actually, the arrangement is very detailed and layered. There was that lone violin that appeared in the second verse, and just some really cool keyboard parts here and there to add touches of color and interest. The drum production was quite imaginative too. It's a song that sounds good sonically, but compositionally and emotionally, it just doesn't kind of grab you, at least not with a dark grip. It grabs your hand with a sort of gentle caress, whereas the other songs in this list are getting a little bit of a darker grip on our elbow. So I guess that's why this song isn't hitting as much as the others. But it's not a bad song really by any means. It's just a little bit more bland and by the numbers, as I said. I'm struggling to decide if this track should go in last place or if it's a better song than Darkness Eyes. I'm going to put it in last place because even though Darkness Eyes did have quite an expected and mainstream quality to it also, I think it still had a few more moments of intrigue than as usual, despite as usual having quite a beautifully layered arrangement. Okay, so let's move on to the last song, which is Jekyll by EXO. This should be fairly interesting. Let's go. Okay, great track. Love this one. The production was fire. Their vocals are always outstanding. I can't say that enough about EXO. This song really gave me everything that I've come to expect from EXO. An awesomely groovy, melodic, highly well-produced song that takes a hold of you and doesn't let go until the very end. The verses in this I was really enjoying. I certainly think this song fits with the theme of darkness, as the atmosphere was overall almost horror-like, which makes sense considering the title. There's something going on there, perhaps alluding to some sort of psychological horror. Very cool, totally my cup of tea. It definitely hits my personal taste a lot compared to some of the songs in this battle. However, the chorus is not the best part of the song. I can see what they were going for with it. It is cool to have some focus on rapping or a yelled hook now and then, but I just felt like the implementation of this yelled hook with the softer stacked vocals in the chorus was a little clunky or something. I don't hate it, and I can definitely get used to it, but just on initial listen, that's something that I think holds this song back, is a real banger of a chorus. And I guess the song it's not overly produced. I think it's the right amount of production for a pop track, but compared to All in Vain by TVXQ, it just goes to show how sometimes it is possible to be a little bit overproduced, even when it's not overproduced. Because compared to All in Vain, this song is highly, highly, highly produced and perfected in the studio. And I think the sort of shoot from the hip nature of the All in Vain recording puts it a step ahead of this song just a little bit. It feels a bit more natural, again, more truly dark rather than something that is overly constructed and theatrical, I suppose. And I normally totally go for theater, and I am going for it. I'm really into this song. But in terms of this battle, it will have to go just behind All in Vain. And I don't think I need to reconsider this ranking too much as is. I'm quite happy with these placements. Jonghyun, Diphylleia, Grayi, I need to know how to pronounce that. Stunning track, emotional, powerful, there are no words. Just delivered the highest possible art. I was gagging, really phenomenal stuff. TVXQ, All in Vain, this is such a hidden gem from them and really should be talked about more. I hope it's something that is popular amongst the fans. It is very different for them, I feel, but definitely a standout track in their discography for me personally. Loved the dark vibes of it. Very obviously dark, I would say. I loved the sort of rough style of the recording and some of the complexities in the instrumental too, as well as that really epic rap part in the middle. EXO, Jekyll, amazing vocal performances and production and vocal melodies. Everything I look for in a fun track. Definitely fit the theme of darkness, just didn't hit me in the chorus. That's the only reason why it's ranked in the middle of this particular battle. Darkness Eyes. I liked this song. I just think it's noticeably not on the same level as the first 3 songs. Certainly enjoyable and has potential to grow on me, but was maybe missing some more iconic vocal moments. Junsu, as usual, simply not his strongest track. He did what he could with those vocal melodies, but I found this song to just be a little bit uninteresting compared to the others. I suppose it didn't really help that it didn't fit the theme as well as the others either, but if it had been a stronger song, that wouldn't have mattered as much, so I'm happy with, as usual, ending up in 5th place this week. Okay, that about concludes the battle. If you're interested in sticking around, now we are going to do a lyrical analysis for Jonghyun's track, since it is the winner. Okay, so the lyrics for Skeleton Flower go, "You're a flower that grows more transparent the wetter you become. You are a flower that turns transparent in the rain. Regret is drenching the white petals between us. It may be transparent, but it's still there. At least it doesn't hurt when it's invisible. But I didn't know that the pain of letting go knowingly would kill me and tear me apart like this. Now that it's drenched in tears, my plain fault has become invisible. The wind scatters it, the dew dampens it." It seems to be expressing regret at parting from someone that he loved, or letting go of something that he loved, rather. He talks about transparent pain, which is obviously something quite dark and real, suffering in silence, unfortunately likely alluding to what we know now to be something he was really suffering from. It goes on, "Dear flower in front of me, with that deep scent that bewitched me, you lock me up in the room of eternity so that I cannot find you, and simply smile your white, artful smile. With time, even the white petals will wither, without remembering that they were once transparent. The sadness scatters it, the tears drench it. Time passes, time passes, time passes." Wow. Yeah, the lyrics reflect the music completely, in the sense that there's an ethereal quality to them. It's hard to pinpoint literally what they mean, but the way the imagery is presented, the tone of the words, even reading the words, you can feel it coming through. It's actually really wonderful poetry. There's a distinct hopelessness here, a sort of a real melancholy, a longing for something that's gone, that he can't grasp. Something that has forever been lost, really, or he has yet to lose, even. Yeah, these lyrics did not disappoint. It's deep stuff. A real deserving winner in this battle. Okay, whew, my goodness. That's about it for today's B-side battle. Thank you guys for watching. The floor is open for suggestions for the next B-side battle. If you would like a better chance of your suggestion making it in, be sure to become a patron and also get access to exclusive content, including the extended version of this B-side battle where you can watch me listen to the tracks. Other than that, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much and take care.